Welcome, my dear students. See, this is a very old news which was published in Economic Times in 2006 in the month of October. So you just pause the video here and you properly go through this case or this news. Hope you have paused the video and read the entire news. Now, what is written here? The company has plans of expansion. Their objective is to increase their capacity so that they can employ 800 more professionals. Isn't it? Like this is written here. See, their target time is 6 months. The objective of the current year has also been clearly stated, which is to increase capacity by 1,500 to 2,000 professionals, isn't it? Now, since planning is the primary function of management, they have set their objective first, isn't it? Thus, all business follow a set pattern of planning. You will be able to find some similarities are there in this. So, in the features of planning and what you see in real life, let us identify them. So, can you see this? This is the old news, and in which it is whatever is mentioned. This news is telling you about the planning function, of course, and there are certain special features into it. So these features throw light on its nature or scope. So if in the examination it is asked that would discuss the nature of planning or discuss the scope of planning, or it is asked that the special features of the planning or even characteristics of planning. So for all these your answer would be the same content which we are going to discuss right now. Before we discuss all one by one, this is the all the features written here all together. So you can take a screenshot of this also, and you can make the diagram like this in your notebook. Now, when you present something with the diagrams, it is easy to learn, it is easy to remember. Here the first feature is planning focuses on achieving objectives. So this word objectives you need to remember from this heading. So as we know that any organization are set up with a general purpose in view. If there is a purpose to set up any organization. So there are certain specific goals of which have been set out in the plans, and the activities also, that these are the activities which are to be undertaken to achieve that goal. So on the basis of these two statements, we can say that the planning is purposeful. This way it will not it is not the right thing to like the target is there, but the arrow is moving around, so you won't be able to hit the target. But you see here, this is the target and the arrow is hitting it, so it should be a purposeful. See, if the planning is not contributing to the achievement of the predetermined organization goal, then planning is useless. Planning has no meaning in that case. So there should be an objective. So the first feature of the planning is what? It focus on achieving the objective. If it is moving around, then it is not the right kind of planning. It should be properly to hit the target, then only we will call it the planning is focused on achieving the objective. So it should be purposeful. Second is the planning is a primary function of management. Now we know that there are 5 functions in the management, which starts from the planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. Already you have discussed all these things, in the first chapter. You remember? So, but the planning is the first step to management. If you want to start something, naturally you will start from the planning first. Planning actually lays down the base for other functions of management. So first you have done the planning, then only you will be able to do the other functions. Organizing, it is possible when already plan has been made. So on that basis we can say that planning precedes other functions. That is why it is also referred as the primacy of planning. Primacy means the most important thing. So planning is very important in all the management functions. So it provides a basis of all other functions. All these phrases which I have put here with the red color, you have to keep these words in your mind, as well as you must note down, or you should highlight in your notes that these are the keywords which will help you in identifying when you will solve the case studies. Like if it is mentioned that planning precedes other functions, so which feature of planning has been highlighted here? Now immediately you will be able to say that planning is a primary function of management, is the feature which is talking about this. Then the third is, it is said that planning is pervasive. Again, you remember that in the first chapter only, while we were discussing the features of the management, we said that management is pervasive. So if management is pervasive, naturally it's one of the function, which is planning, will also be pervasive. So what we can say here, that planning is required at almost all the levels and in all the departments, or I would say that even in all the organization. Even if it is a NGO, it is a spiritual organization, or it is a business organization, it is a social organization, it does not matter, but planning is required in all sorts of organization. So it is used everywhere. So we'll call it that planning is pervasive. Will you remember this? So what are the keywords which you have to remember here? It is already mentioned here: required at all levels of management, in all the departments, and it is not an exclusive function, but it is the function of all the levels. You cannot say that planning should be done by the top management only, or planning should be done by the middle level of management only. No, the scope of planning obviously will differ at different levels and among the different departments. Let us take example, like for top management, they will make the planning, they will make the policy for the organization as a whole. And if it is the middle level management, they have to plan, then naturally they will plan at their departmental level. And at the lowest level, like supervisory level, they have to plan about the day-to-day activities which is to be done by the supervisor. So that will be done by the supervisor. So what are the day-to-day activities that would be done by the operational level or supervisory level? Departmental concern, departmental things would be decided by, plan would be made by the middle level of management, and the overall policy of the organization would be done by the top level management. Now the fourth is that planning is continuous in nature. You remember that in management also we said that management is continuous. So how planning is continuous? Now let us understand it. See how plans are prepared. The plans are prepared actually for specific period of time. Say for 1 year, or for 1 month, or for 1 week. And then at the end of that particular period, there is a need that now how we will go further. So we need to have a new plan, isn't it? So we can say that planning is continuous process, or we can say that the continuity of planning is related with the planning cycle. As you can see here, like you have done the planning, then you will run the plan, and then again you will review it. On the basis of the review, you will revise it, and then further you will plan. So it is continuous in nature. Means a plan is framed, implemented, and is followed by another plan, and so on. So it will continue like this. Now, what are the things which you have to remember? There is need for a new plan to be drawn on the basis of new requirement, and plan, it is how the plan is done with this diagram. You can mention it. Plan is framed, implemented, and followed by another plan. Now the fifth point, it says that it is futuristic, and when we say that it is futuristic, means it plan is always related to future. In the concept itself, you remember I said that this is your position and what you will be in the future, and how to bridge this gap between present and future status. So naturally planning is futuristic in nature. So it actually essentially it involves looking ahead and preparing for the future. So the purpose of the planning itself is to meet the future requirement. So it implies peeping into the future, means looking into the future, analyzing it and predicting it. So we can say that planning is regarded as a forward looking function, and naturally it is based on the forecasting. Actually you have to forecast that this may happen in future, and on the basis of that forecasting, future events or the conditions are anticipated, and on the basis of that plans are drawn. So we can say that the sales forecasting is the basis on which a business firm prepares its annual plan for production and sales. Let me make it more clear. Like you have assumed that in the coming month I would be able to sell 600 units of my product. Now if you can sell 600 units, it means you need to produce 600, and you need to have the planning accordingly, that how much raw materials you would be required, and how many labor, how many workers you need to do that much production. So it is always about future, that what we have to do, we need to predict it today, and based on that we would be doing all our activities. Correct? Now next one says that it is related to decision making. So when I say that basically it involves choice, making choice. You have different types of alternative available with you, and out of those, which one you should select. In the previous example also I have given you that suppose you need to go to station, then you have several options to go. So which option you will choose, that is presupposes the existence of alternative, and then on the basis of that we decide that what we have to do. So we can say that planning actually involves thorough examination and evaluation of each alternative, and then choosing the most appropriate one out of those alternatives. So it is what it is related to decision making, that you have several options, and out of this which one you should choose, that is that is done by planning. Okay, now this is very interesting. See, if I ask you that he is Mr. X, suppose, and he is Mr. Y, and if I ask you a very funny question, that tell me that who would be a good planner, Mr. X or Mr. Y? I will say, sir, what is this? What kind of question is this? No, I am just asking. If you have this much information only, suppose you know that he is one manager and he is another manager, right? So out of these two managers, which one would be a good planner? Can you answer on the basis of this? You'll say, sir, no, this is foolish to answer this type of question. No, but if I ask you that, okay, tell me that who would be a good sports person, or there is something which is done physically, so then immediately you will be able to tell me, sir, this manager can do it better, or this Mr. X can do it in a better way. If something is to be put from heavy stone is there, is to be removed, then you can easily answer it. Why? Because you know that physically this person is more fit in comparison to Mr. Y. But if it is about planning, you will say that planning is all mental exercise. Who would be mentally strong, that person would be a good planner, isn't it? Why? Because planning requires application of the mind, and that involving foresight, intelligence, the imagination, and very sound judgment. You can decide it correct. You will not be confused. So it is basically an intellectual activity of thinking rather than doing something. So we can say that planning actually determines the action to be taken. So planning requires logical and systematic thinking, isn't it? So you cannot say that we can do planning on the basis of guesswork, or I wish so I will do like this. No, you cannot do it like this. So in other words, we can say that thinking for planning must be orderly and based on analysis of facts and forecast. You cannot just plan that I wish so I did it. No, you should have some fact, you should have some logical reason behind it. Then only you will be making the decision. And all these comes how? With the mental exercise. So planning is all about mental exercise, not the physical exercise which I have shown you here. No? Okay, one more thing, student. I always receive this concern from the student after completing the chapter. Usually student says that, sir, it is difficult to remember all the points because all seems almost equal. Now the solution is, you may develop your own solution also, and I would welcome this idea if you share it with me. But one thing which I can share with you is, you may develop such type of acronyms. This may be a meaningful or meaningless word, but at least try to form some kind of acronyms. I am not doing it here, I am leaving it on you. Using these, or like if you wish, you may add some of the vowel depending on the, like this F stands for futuristic, so you may add here U if you wish to, just to frame the word. Okay, now what are these word can give you this one word. So this one word, if you remember this: objective, pervasive, primary, continuous, futuristic, decision making, mental. Now it is easy to frame those features, isn't it? So let us take the example. You have just gone through the entire video. Now I am removing this. O is what? Objective. P is what? Recall. It is primary function of management, primacy of planning, or you can say. Then another, there is one more P word was there, that is what? Pervasive. C is for continuous, F for futuristic, D for decision making, and this M, you remember that example I gave, it is related to mental exercise. So if you remember these words, then it will help you in framing these words, and then words to sentence. So this is easy way to learn something, or to remember something. So you just focus on first these letter, and these letter will help you in remembering this word, and then with the help of this word you can frame your own sentence. So this is how we can learn it in a easy way. And I throw this open challenge to all of you that you please suggest me something which will help other students to remember the concept or remember these headings. So out of these first later I have taken from these words, you develop one acronyms and send it to me. Thank you, students.